there, Proud Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Blue Collar Proud Show. It's the show that's all about having and living the blue collar business dream. You know, that day you first woke up, you hung out your shingle, you slapped the magnetic sticker sign on the side of your truck, and you were in business. The dream you had at that moment about what you wanted your business to be, that's the dream we want to help you realize and even go further down the road than that. And with me every single week to help you do that, along for the ride, is Taylor Hill.
Yeah, and I'm still here.
You are still here. My name's Carter Harkins, and we actually have somebody with us this week who helps us do that for our clients and our business. His name is Tom Smodic. He's our operations manager, newly named operations manager, and he's been killing it, crushing it, and helping us grow. And we wanted to invite him on the show to talk specifically about some of the biggest challenges going on right now in digital marketing, going from 2017 into 2018, things you need to know. I think we could probably sum the whole thing up with one word: complexity. What do you think?
That's about right. Thanks for including me. I'm glad to be here. It's complex. The days of just creating a simple website and just letting it sit there are over. And I think most business owners realize that and recognize that, just as social media has taken off, but not just social media, like I want to add friends, but, ads, Facebook ads and Google ads and AdWords and, display and retargeting and all of that. All these different channels, all these different places where you can put your ad dollars. So it's confusing. I'm sure for a lot of business owners out there, like, where do I put my money? One of the biggest changes that's coming up, it's already out in some markets, but is the local service ads that Google's putting out. They're going to vet providers and do background checks. There's a whole application process to get on these, but the list of verticals that they're going into has only expanded. The cities have expanded. It looks like it's here to stay, and it's just going to get more and more robust. So that's coming. Now whether that's a good fit for you and your business, you kind of have to determine that yourself. If you're in a very crowded area and it's hard to get on the maps, might be something to consider. If it's just you and your area, you might not need that. So it kind of depends on where you are, where you're located, and what industry you're in. But that's coming down, and like I said, it's here to stay from the looks of it.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to ask you about that, why, because I get asked this question, and I know the answer, but I'm going to let you answer it. Why in the world is Google taking over local?
They want a piece of the pie. They see an opportunity there to get their, get in between the searcher and the provider. So they want to get into the leads business. Others are doing it. Amazon's doing it. Home Advisor's done it. There's a whole slew of these companies that now are looking at the home services like, oh, that's a great opportunity for us, and we want to get in on that pie. So it's really, for Google, I think their ambition is to really own that. And the way Amazon owns products, I think Google really wants to own search.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that the service industry is a $500 billion industry in this country, just in the United States. So, Google perfecting that and being able to take that worldwide may also be,
Oh, you can bet it's on their radar and their targets.
Well, and there's two things that Google really wants. One is, they have to support their shareholders, so they're going to want to make money. They're a company, so just got to deal with that. But the second thing is what they're really built for, and that is searching. So they want to give the best information to someone that is searching for that information. And if they can do that and make money at the same time, they hit two birds, one stone,
Yeah, if they can keep you on Google, that's what they want to do. So if they see it a way to get in on that lead, and if somebody's searching on Google and they can deliver that lead to that company, they're going to do it. And so that's where it's going.
One of the things I haven't heard yet, I know that they're encroaching in that space quite a bit, making moves to do that, and you see the handwriting on the wall. But what I don't have not heard from anybody who's using that service in the markets that they've already been present in doing it, is whether or not it's bringing service businesses good leads. What's the quality of those leads? Are they price shopper types? Are they really solid people who are willing to spend what what a job really costs, and are they good clients? Are they, I don't know. Have you heard anything about
It's
that?
still pretty early to get that type of feedback.
Yeah.
I think Google's relying on their vetting process, their background checks to build that trust that customer will stay with them and do business with them. So it's still a little early for that type of feedback.
Yeah.
They're not here in Nashville yet, so I haven't even seen them in my own local searches yet. So I think it's still pretty early, and it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye out, and we'll report back as soon as we hear anything.
Well, that's good insight.
I think the most important thing to learn here is something I've been talking about for forever, and that's the pay to play. I mean, we're at a time right now, whether it's Google, Yelp, Facebook, no matter what it is. I mean, if you're going to play on those platforms, you almost always these days have to pay. And in fact, I was on a webinar just a few days ago, and one of the things that really struck me were some of the really big SEO, and this was an SEO national, actually worldwide webinar from around the world. And some of the huge that work in all kinds of different industries are now not even taking clients if they're not willing to have an AdWords or Facebook or both spend, because they know that the world is changing. And so when you hear that, you know that pay to play is here to stay.
That's so true. So what else can businesses do to combat some of that complexity? I mean, there's got to be a way for a small business who doesn't have a huge budget to hire one of those gigantic organic SEO companies, or, unlimited budgets for spending. What can they do to keep things simple and really maximize what they do?
Well, you just, use the word simple. And I think the best thing that a company can do or a business can do that has a limited budget, that can't just throw ad dollars away, is focus on building your brand. Offline, online, it's all marketing. It's all your brands. It's all your reputation. So, the best keyword that you can rank and you want your people searching for is your brand name, is your business name, because they're researching you. Well, are they going to like what they find, online? Are you going to like what people find about you? So, but somebody searching for your brand, that to me is a home run, because they're looking to do business with you. I mean, they took the time to type out your name, and they're doing research. And so, at that point, it's, do they trust you enough as a company, as a provider, to call? And so that's really, and you can do that several ways. It's not just throwing ads all throughout the internet, but number one is delivering good service. Getting a good word of mouth, good service around the people that you already do business with, and getting them to come back.
And I just want to say something off that and key
Sure.
off that a little bit. When you give good service, you get natural referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why if somebody says, "Oh, well, so and so did such and such for me," and somebody says, "Well, I need that done," said, you need to call this company. That's a natural referral. That is the best number one type of referral any business can get.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Well,
I just wanted to clarify that.
Well, but along on that, I mean, if you serve a neighborhood and people see your truck, they're going to go and search for that truck name.
Right.
And so, that's free.
Mhm.
You're doing a job and people see you and they search. So have a nice truck. I know that costs money, but have a nice, clean truck. Uniforms, don't show up dirty. If you show up to someone's house and you're dirty,
That's it.
they're man, they showed, and then they're gonna tell their friends,
Yep.
hey, they showed up dirty. That's not good. And when you grow your budget, think about sponsoring like a little league team or something. Well, there's parents in all those little league teams that might need what you sell. So, those are some of the small steps you can take. And then, there's advertisements at sporting events, whether it's professional or minor league, there's people there, there's eyeballs there. So that's probably the best thing that I could recommend. And then along on that, you got to track. And call tracking has gotten to a point now where the technology really allows you to make better decisions about your business. So if you are running an offline Clipper campaign, for example, Clipper magazine, that gives you calls. Now the sales rep is going to tell you, oh yeah, it drove all this, but then you can look at your own data and say, well, yes it did, or no it didn't, and then you can evaluate future options from there. So, and that goes online as well. You can see how many of your calls came from, advertising, Facebook or Google AdWords or from the organic. And it really allows you to make better decisions about your business going forward. If something works, keep doing that. Maybe you push some more of your your marketing dollars there. If something doesn't work, well, you need to ask yourself, why did it not work? And if it's worth pursuing again, can you fix it? And, what do we do about it? So those are probably two of the best things I would recommend.
Yeah. Two things that struck me right there were, number one, because it's getting so much more complex, the need to focus on the things that help you ensure that whether or not the money you're spending on all that complexity is really doing something for you and working well. Tracking is absolutely huge. That's got to be done. But the other thing is, so much of what you just described isn't even like online strategy kind of stuff. It's just back to basic, good old fashioned, do the work and get in front of people and be present, build your brand. All of those it's like we're coming full circle.
Well, that's part of it. I think Taylor and I were talking about this too. You've got positions and ratings and stars. It's almost like a game. Trying people to, I can get you to the first page. I want to win. I want to get to the first page. And it's not really a game. The online and Google's trying to replicate the reputation that you hold offline as well.
Yeah.
So, it's really not a game. It's just another channel. It's another place where your business can grow and thrive, and something, across all channels, offline, online. It's all the same thing. It's all marketing. It's all the same for your company.
That's it. And it goes into every other aspect of your business in ways that I think that's the real shift is, what we're talking about is good old fashioned marketing in one sense, but in another way, we used to think of marketing as this one little department over here on the side. But marketing is everything you do now. It's every aspect of your business, your customer service, the way your phones get answered, the people who collect the money, after the invoice is submitted, and all of these things. It's every person in your business wears your brand as an ambassador for your company. That's right. And making sure that they have what they need and that they're equipped to realize that that's the role they now play for you in your business, and so that they can do the work of a marketer now.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really important about tracking, and we don't talk about this a lot because technology changes so much, but every time you have a different device, a different technology, right now voice is coming to mind. It's going to be all the rage, and it's coming, but again, it's the same thing. You've got all these different channels of voice. You've got all the different people that are creating the voice technology, and then every one of them draws from a different thing to give you the results that you have, and they can only give you one result at a time. They can't give you a choice of different results, and so there's some technological challenges to that on the who. When I asked it a question, who's it going to recommend? Well, everybody that's a plumber wants them to recommend then, but if there's 100 plumbers in a city like Houston, Texas, well, which plumber is it going to say? Is it going to give you, the plumber that's this or the plumber that's that? And nobody really knows right now. So there's just all these things that are happening. And I was telling Tom the other day, the most interesting thing that I've not heard this year is that SEO is dead or dying. In fact, it's the first time it actually, even Google's coming out and say hire a professional because this is getting complicated. It's getting a little complex here, you know. So, so with that said, talk a little bit about you and where you are right now. That if you had your own company, what would you focus on first?
Probably having a good website, a good clean website that answers the basic questions of what you do, where you are, and how to get in contact with you. That is, baseline minimum thing right there. Yeah. And, so that's why I think, the website deal is not going to go away because Google still needs to deliver good results through their organic search, or else people will stop going there.
Right.
Because it'd be like, home advice. You got to pay to get in there.
Yeah.
So why? But there's.
But even with a referral, if I refer you, somebody's going to look at your website.
They're going to go to your website. They're going to go to your website, and if it looks good, well, you're reinforcing. Okay, this is maybe a company I can trust. If it looks bad, or you don't have one, or it doesn't load, well, I don't know. So you're putting a little bit of doubt, and then so that's strike one. And then if you have some bad reviews on Google other profiles, Yelp, Facebook, oh, that's strike 2, or maybe strike 3, maybe they're gone. Find somebody else they want to do business with. So, having a good, clean website is probably number 1. Number 2 is getting reviews. I mean, that's just, that's not going to change. And again, it just reinforces what your brand is all about. If you, have 1-star, 2-star reviews or 2-star rating, I don't know, would you do business with it? 2-star? I mean, no, you wouldn't.
No, I won't.
So, you look at a product on Amazon, 2-star, I don't know if I can trust that. And so it's all about building trust. It's all about, reinforcing what people think about your business, the perception that you have, and especially if it's a referral, because that person's putting their neck on the line a little bit. Hey, I referred this company, so you've got to reinforce them and that brand promise. So website definitely number 1, but then look at some pay-per-click stuff. That's more short term. You can turn it off and on and throttle a little bit easier. And then number 3, SEO. I mean, that's a long-term search engine strategy. But, it takes some time. So you've kind of got a multi-pronged approach there.
That's great.
Okay. Yeah, I was just, and I totally threw him because he didn't know I was going to ask him that question.
Well, it leads me to the part where I get to wrap up and just let you guys know. I mean, we do own a marketing company, and one of the reasons that we want to bring this show to you is to be able to put in front of you an opportunity to really help you grow your business. Everything we do with our show is geared toward equipping you, educating you, encouraging you, and bringing you those kinds of opportunities. So it wouldn't work for us not to say we'd love to work with you in our company to bring digital marketing services to your business to help you grow there. So if that's something you're interested in, then we definitely would love to talk to you. And we have a real easy way to do that. We start almost every conversation with people just with a good free site review of your business, just to kind of get a baseline to understand where you are in the health of your business online, what your reputation looks like, what's solid and what's working for you, what are the threats, the things that you need to know about that may be hurting you now or in the near future. So get that information if nothing else, and then we'd love to talk to you about the opportunity of working with you. So if you're interested in that, just go to sparkmarketer.com and look for the Get Started button up at the top. It's a big green button on the top right, and fill out that form and connect with us to be able to help you with that. I can't think of anything else to really mention. You guys have anything else you need to say?
Yeah, the only other thing that I want to mention is the Blue Collar University.
Yeah.
The third
Blue
day.
Collar Gold University, which is Mark Stoner's.
Blue Collar Gold University. I always say that wrong. We do a third day here, which is really going over your marketing. And if that's something that you want to do, you can contact me directly at taylor@sparkmarketer.com and just say I'm interested in kind of going through your marketing. We spend a whole day together and we end up developing a marketing calendar for you so that you know exactly what you're going to do each and every month. So if you're interested in that, I can send you some additional information.
And if you're interested in the full Blue Collar Gold University opportunity, that's over on markstoner.com. Mark is a good friend of the show. He's here in Nashville. We do a lot with him to partner together, and we've done this third day as part of what he does as a 3-day program. So check that out too on markstoner.com. I think that's where we're going to leave it. But Tom Smodic, man, first of all, it is such a pleasure to be able to work with you in our business. I love what you're doing for us. Keep it up. And thanks for coming on the show to talk to our listeners about what's going on in that complex world of digital marketing.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening every single week. We appreciate it. And we want to just tell you, there's a lot of opportunities to connect with us. One of the best places to do that is our Facebook group. Just do a search for Blue Collar Proud Nation. Find the group online. Ask to join. We'll let you right in, and you can participate with all the great conversations going on over there. That's going to do it for this week. As always, Taylor and I want to thank you for listening. I'm not hearing anything. Sorry, I kind of thought I cued you. We're still getting the hang of this. All right, let me take it from there. That's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, Taylor and I want to just say we appreciate you being there and helping us by giving us that feedback. I want to thank everybody for listening. That makes the show happen every single week. Aaron Blaze, our technical director, Jessica Wynn, our show coordinator, and Jonathan Sanders, our social media manager. Until next time, remember it takes the same energy to build a business you love as it does to build one that holds you hostage. So why not take your blood, sweat, and tears and grow it blue collar proud?
The Blue Collar Proud Show is a production of the Blue Collar Proud Network.